Look, the TaylorMade MG3 is flat out one of the most successful wedges we've seen in the last 5 years. But now, TaylorMade is claiming the new MG4 offers a massive leap forward in spin and consistency. So, are we buying that? Is it actually worth ditching the highly successful MG3, or is this just slick marketing designed to empty your wallet? Welcome to today's explainer on Golf Gear Showdown, Golf Gear Head-to-Head. Seriously, man, we've all been there. You walk into the pro shop on a Saturday morning right before your tee time, and boom, you see that shiny new MG4 sitting front and center at full retail price. It looks incredible, right? And you start wondering if that fresh tech is the magic pill to finally fix your flawed short game. But then, out of the corner of your eye, you spot the older MG3 sitting on the clearance rack with a massive discount tag. It makes you stop and think, does a 15 handicapper like me really need the newest model? Or am I just burning cash trying to buy a better swing? Exactly, and choosing the wrong wedge doesn't just drain your wallet, guys. It completely drains our confidence when you're staring down a tight 40-yard pitch over a deep bunker to a tucked pin. We need to figure out if that new engineering actually translates to lower scores out on the course. As the data guy, I really want to see if the CG placement and groove geometry justify that premium price tag. Plus, stick around, because in just a minute, we're going to reveal a truth about spin technology that most weekend players completely misunderstand. To crown a winner in this direct head-to-head battle, we're running through 5 crucial rounds. We've got the spin battle, forgiveness, consistency, feel and sound, and finally, price and value. After that, we'll give you our definitive golfer fit and verdict, so you know exactly which one belongs in your bag. All right, let's get right into round 1, the spin battle. Mike, this round is totally focused on how these two wedges generate bite when you need it most, across all kinds of environments. Based on design intent, TaylorMade built the MG3 with these raised micro ribs between the grooves. Let me tell you, in bone-dry conditions, it is an absolute friction monster. It grabs the cover of the golf ball incredibly well. But the MG4 brings in their new spin tread technology. Think of it kind of like the tires on your truck, channeling away water. The MG4 has deep laser etching that physically pushes moisture off the face at impact. So when there's morning dew or a bit of rain on the grass, the MG4 maintains its spin so much better.
Okay, Mike, hold on. Let me challenge you on this real quick. As a weekend warrior, am I actually going to notice the difference between micro ribs and spin tread on a completely dry Tuesday afternoon?
On a totally dry Tuesday, probably not. The MG3 holds its own perfectly there. But man, golf is an outdoor sport. You catch one lie in the rough with a little moisture, and the MG3's spin drops off significantly. Because the MG4 handles varied weather conditions without that massive drop in performance, giving you way more predictability, the MG4 takes a clear win in round 1. Moving right along to round 2, forgiveness. Now, we all know wedges aren't exactly known for being super forgiving, like some giant cavity back iron, but as an everyday 15 handicapper, I need all the help I can get when I inevitably catch a shot a little thin or hit it chunky. Most golfers report that the MG4 feels slightly more stable on those frustrating mishits. TaylorMade refined the shaping here and actually shifted a bit more weight toward the center of the face.
Exactly, Jake. Looking at it from a spec perspective, they've increased the flange thickness and modified the mass distribution right behind the impact zone. This optimizes the center of gravity. The older MG3 is definitely more blade-like in its feedback. It punishes you a bit more if you wander away from the center of the club face, twisting just a little bit more on off-center strikes.
Yeah, and that twisting is exactly what kills my bunker escapes. Because it provides a much more stable platform for the everyday player, the MG4 wins round 2. Okay, round 3 is consistency. But real quick, before we dive into the winner here, make sure you stick around for round 5 because we are going to reveal a smart shopper move that budget-conscious players absolutely need to hear before buying anything. Now, turf interaction is the secret sauce to wedge consistency that almost everyone totally overlooks. Both of these wedges have raw faces that rust over time to maintain spin. However, the MG4 has a slightly more refined leading edge. It just sits much more flush against the turf. Based on the bounce geometry, the MG4 glides through the grass with a bit less resistance.
I'll tell you what, Mike. As a guy who has sculled plenty of chips right over the green and straight into the parking lot, that flush leading edge on the MG4 is huge. It really prevents the club from bouncing off firm turf directly into the middle of the golf ball.
Yeah, if you struggle with clean contact, that refined geometry matters a ton. The camber on the sole of the MG4 is just slightly more versatile across different lies. It's a really tight race, but the MG4 narrowly takes round 3. Round 4 is all about feel and sound. This is the purely psychological side of the battle, right? A wedge has to inspire confidence when you look down at it at address. Otherwise, you're dead in the water before you even swing. Common feedback suggests the MG4 has a softer, more muted impact. It also boasts a slightly larger footprint, Personally, I absolutely love looking down at a bigger, slightly chunkier club face. It looks safe, it sounds muted, and it gives me the confidence that I'm not going to completely duff the shot.
Oh, I have to strongly disagree with you there, Jake. I think you're crazy for wanting a clunky-looking wedge. The MG3 has this crisp, clicky feel that better players absolutely rely on for distance control. It features a very compact, traditional look behind the ball. That crisp feedback tells your hands exactly where you struck the ball. The MG4 is just too muted for me. It completely deadens the feedback, and you lose that precision feel.
Better players maybe, but I need that visual comfort. I don't want to look down at a butter knife when I'm trying to clear a water hazard.
Well, I don't want to hit a marshmallow. Since this entirely depends on whether you prefer the crisp feedback of the MG3 or the muted safety of the MG4, we're begrudgingly calling round 4 a tie.
All right, let's talk pure numbers in round 5, price and value. This is the round where the older tech throws a massive counterpunch that you simply cannot ignore. Right now, you can often find the MG3 for around $30 to $50 less than the MG4 depending on the retailer. So if you're a player replacing your pitching, sand, and lob wedges all at once, going with a full 3-wedge setup of the older MG3 saves you about $150 total.
Man, that is a massive deal, Mike. $150 is huge. That pays for a couple of rounds of golf, a solid lesson with your local pro, or an entirely new pair of golf shoes. For the average guy balancing a golf budget, leaving that kind of money on the table is just tough to swallow. The MG3 is the undisputed value king and easily wins round 5.
That's real money back in your pocket right there. But hey, don't click away and buy anything just yet. Coming up right now, we are going to break down exactly which wedge you should buy based on your specific handicap and the conditions you play in. Getting this wrong could literally cost you 5 strokes around. Let's take these technical specs off the spreadsheet and apply them directly to how you actually play on the golf course. Welcome to round 6, golf fit and verdict. Listen up, because here is a piece of insider advice that will absolutely save you strokes. The single biggest buying mistake you can make right now is buying the MG4 just because it's new, while completely ignoring your local weather and your grind. I have to admit, I almost did exactly that. I was standing in the shop holding the shiny new MG4, totally ready to swipe my card just for the cool new moisture tech. But then I realized, wait, I live in a perfectly dry, dusty climate. If you play in Arizona or Texas, you are wasting money on moisture channeling tech you simply do not need. You also absolutely must match the bounce to your swing. If you have a steep swing, you need more bounce. Choosing the wrong bounce is a far worse mistake than picking the older model year. Let's hit the fast, honest pros and cons. We don't protect any brands here. Jake, you take the MG3, I'll take the MG4.
You got it. For the TaylorMade MG3, the pros are incredible dry condition spin, a beautiful classic blade look, and an absolutely amazing price right now. The cons? That spin drops off significantly in wet grass, and the crisp feel can be a bit harsh on the hands for some players. For the TaylorMade MG4, the pros are premium wet weather spin retention, a refined tour look with better turf interaction, and really solid stability on miss hits. The cons? It has a much higher price point, and that spin tread engineering might be complete overkill for casual players out in dry climates.
Time for the final verdict, and we're breaking this down for every type of golfer. Best overall performance? We gotta give that to the MG4. The moisture management is a genuine upgrade.
Best for beginners? Also the MG4, solely for that added stability and larger footprint at impact.
Best for mid-handicappers? We're splitting this. If you play in wet conditions, take the MG4. If you play dry, save your money with the MG3.
High handicappers and forgiveness seekers, go MG4. That muted feel and wider sole really help mask the sting of a poor strike.
Distance seekers? Look, these are wedges, but if you want consistent gapping on full shots, the MG4 CG placement offers slightly tighter distance control.
What about players with fast swings?
The MG3. Fast swingers usually prefer that crisp, clicky feedback to dial in their yardages.
Slicers? Well, neither wedge is going to fix a slice, but the MG4's flush leading edge might help you survive a slightly steeper out-to-in path.
Best value and best for budget buyers. That goes straight to the MG3. It is still a top-tier wedge for a fraction of the cost.
Best if buying on the used market.
The MG3 again. Just make sure the raw face grooves aren't completely worn out.
Seniors.
MG4. The softer feel is much easier on the joints.
And finally, no budget limit.
If money is no object, put the fresh MG4 in the bag.
So here's the bottom line. While the MG4 is technologically superior in wet conditions, the MG3 is the smarter money play for average weekend warriors.
So what are you putting in your bag? Are you taking the MG3 value or paying up for the MG4 tech? Drop a comment below with your exact handicap and tell us your current go-to wedge.
And hey, next week we are doing a massive head-to-head battle. Graphite versus steel iron shafts for mid-handicappers. You won't want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button so you stop wasting money and start playing better golf. We'll